What is maltodextrin powder? Well, I'm going to cover that in today's video, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Hey, this is Lance McGowan, the Tropical Smoothie Guy. Today we're going to cover what exactly maltodextrin powder is in this first part. So we're going to cover that in the next section.
Hey, this is Lance McGowan, the Tropical Smoothie Guy, and what is maltodextrin powder? Well, this is part one of two, so you definitely want to check out the second part of this. But what is maltodextrin powder? Well, maltodextrin is a commercial sweetener made from cornstarch. It's made with a process called starch hydrolysis, which converts the starch in cornstarch into a more complex carbohydrate. High fructose corn syrup and crystalline fructose are also made this way. So it's basically over processing corn to derive some type of obviously white powder from it. All right, so dextrose is the most common form of natural glucose and is found in plants and animals. So the maltodextrin typically contains 3 to 19 dextrose units, which contain less calories than regular sugar, and 1 gram of maltodextrin typically contains about 4 calories. And so this is more on the chemistry side of things. And when it says, this is typically found in animals, that's also, when they eat plants and stuff like that. But glucose is primarily processed by all the organs and almost every part of your body that needs that as a fuel source. And so there's always going to be some form of glucose in the animal's body or human's body if you've eaten anything. But the real issue is actually fructose, because fructose isn't processed by the rest of our organs the same way that glucose is. You want actually more of a form of glucose as energy. Fructose is actually taxes the liver, and so the liver has to process that. So any excess fructose is now going to, contribute to a fatty liver and making the liver less efficient. So I would, but fructose is in all types of sugars. It's just, you want that glucose primarily. But the big issue with the liver and the fatty liver is when the liver gets overwhelmed like a tsunami with fructose, which is found in sodas and a lot of other processed foods, especially like sodas. But it's something to avoid. I would try to avoid the isolated fructose or high fructose corn syrup as much as possible and just stick to whole plant foods like fruits and vegetables that are not genetically modified and that don't have maltodextrin. That's our ideal. All right, so some of the next steps are to subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the next video to learn more.
Maltodextrin powder, you can basically just call it highly processed corn powder. Basically, that's what it is. It's a carb, and it does come with calories. And it, unfortunately, if it's derived from corn, which almost all of it is, almost all in the U.S., then it's going to be from GMO corn, which is genetically modified to produce pesticides or resist herbicides, which are toxic chemicals. And so there is going to be some residue. And so it's really hard to unbake something that's already been baked in. And so avoiding corn-based maltodextrin ideally is going to be a good goal for that to reduce the buildup of toxins in the body over time, or just avoiding a very synthesized or like isolated compound of a plant. It's not really a whole food anymore because it has been so overly processed. Well, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can watch more videos like this one, or check out one of the links in the description box below so you can keep the education train on track.